What's up, everybody? It's your girl Diamond at the Voices Gathering Live podcast show. Hello, everyone. Hello, what's up? What's going on? Thank you so much to those of you who came into the room. Click that like button, which is your key to the conversation. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been a little minute, not that long, that we haven't seen each other. So, hey, everyone, let me shout you out real quick while we're here. We're going to keep this conversation moving. For those who are late, guys, catch up. Hey, Naomi, my girl, thank you so much for all the love. Hello, Alice, my baby. How are you doing, my love? Thank you. Very grateful that you guys are here. I'm seeing people can give hearts. I see hearts. I mean, YouTube is stepping it up. Thank you for the hearts and the butterflies. I think that's it. That's what that is. Aw, cute. Thank you. Okay, look. I want to jump into this conversation with you. I know Rob is here. Hey, Jay, baby. There's another one of my babes. Thank you so much for coming. I want to have a quick conversation with you, but I want to hit it and quit it right away. So I want to drop some gems in your jewel box. We can engage in this conversation. I'm hoping that you will find the conversation entertaining, and always remember, let's get this out of the way right quick, right? So what we want to do is make sure that your friends and everybody who you may know is tagged to you will be tagged to us via these platforms. We got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course you're here at YouTube. We're here weekly unless you get a notification from me saying I am not having a show today. If I'm telling you I'm not having a show today, that means I'm not having a show today. So I don't want to leave you hanging. And it's the summertime. I know some of you want to get out, but you can take the show with you, right? Okay. So we're here. Make sure you follow us on all those platforms. Remember, there is a Q&A question portion of it. And there you go. So we cooking with grease, as they would say. So you'll see me posting some comments in the chat along with your comments. Read them, their instructions, their reminders, and they're just telling you that your support is greatly needed. So thank you so much for that. Also, we got a website. If you follow the website, I'm looking for your feedback about the website. I want to get you more interactive with the website. Check it out. It's right there in the chat. Won't spend too much time on that. And I just want to welcome each and every one of you to this conversation. So thank you again for spending a little time with me and going there, right? We keep it 100%. Like I said, always a Q&A portion for you. And we keep this conversation, as we call it, real talk. So I want to jump into a real conversation with you. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. So check this out. I know all of you have been following this story. And let's just bring this story right up to the forefront. This young lady right here, Carlee Russell. Let's just spend a minute. I want to know your feedback about this situation because it's been all over the news, whether it's on television, on social media. We all have heard about this young lady who made a phone call. Kizzy. Yes, beautiful. Hello. I don't recognize the name, but thank you so much for being here. Let me know who you are. If you don't want people to know who you are, you can send me a private message at diamond at voicesgathering.com. But thank you for joining me. Okay, so listen, check this out. So we're talking about Carlee Russell. Look, everybody's talking about her, so why don't I join in the conversation? And I'm really curious to hear what your thoughts are. Because not only did Carlee Russell's actions cause a reaction, and that reaction is causing the system to question if they should be moving quicker and looking for people who are considered to be missing, abducted, snatched, sex trafficked, however you want to look at it. This situation that this young lady has put herself in has dragged many of us into the situation. And now it's got people second thinking, oh, when a black woman goes missing, we need to just pause a minute and not take it so quickly. We don't need to react so fast. So I want to spend a little bit of time just looking at some of the information. I don't want to go blindly and tell you what I've been reading. So as you know, the story says that the police says that they cannot verify most of the information Carlee has disclosed. She stated that a child was found walking along a highway And in her attempt to find out why this child was walking on the highway alone at night, she herself was abducted, thrown into a van. Oh, okay. Hey. Oh, I know who that is. Hello, beautiful. Kizzy, thank you so much, my love. I really appreciate you being here. First time virgin to the show. So please, everybody, give some love, show some love to Kizzy in the chat. She is freaking phenomenal. Trust me, if you know her, it's to love her. Thank you so much, my love, for being here. So, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. So click that subscribe button and that notification so that you get all notifications when this show is live. Now, so going back, she says she was abducted, and she was thrown into a van, and then she was thrown into a car, and she was thrown into a lot of things and threw us all into a confusion, straight confusion. I am confused a little bit. At first I was concerned. Now I'm just straight out confused. Now we're questioning her story. They couldn't find a child. They couldn't find this child. Why? They couldn't identify who supposedly abducted her. Fast forward, they do some research and she is questionable. Let me just read a little bit something, not going off just my thoughts and feelings. This is what's reported on CNN. It says police shared new details past Wednesday, on the case regarding Carlee Russell, the Alabama woman who went missing supposedly for 49 hours last week after a call to 911 reported a toddler walking alone on the side of the highway. This is all questionable, people. At a news conference, Hoover Police Chief Nick D says that investigation continues, but authorities are not to believe the story coming from Mrs. Russell. Why? Well, to our unbeknownst to us, what Carlee does, hey, Rob, hey, how are you, my love? What we find out is Carlee had been doing some, I guess, research on how to go missing. I mean, even to the point of looking up the movie, what is it? Transported? Was it Transported? Transported. No. It'll come to me. If you know what movie it was, drop it in the comments. And I have my little notes here, but I don't want to spend too much time. She actually goes and looks up movies, bus tickets one way, abductions, all the day before she actually went missing. Hey, thank you, Alice. That's why I love my people in the comments. Taken. So she looks up the movie Taken. Now, this will have you scratching your head because you start saying to yourself, well, wait a minute. Why would she be looking up this kind of information on her phone or her computer? And then in less than 48 hours, she goes missing herself. It makes you scratch your head. Now, you may wonder, why is this such a hot topic, at least on this show? I'm going to tell you why. It's a hot topic because not so much that this woman put herself in a situation that was very stupid, because we already know a former actor himself did the very same thing, said he was kidnapped by 2 African men and they beat him in Chicago out on a cold road on his way to Subways. Jesse Smollett. I know I'm pronouncing his name wrong, but it's just a smissy mess. Jesse goes and says the same thing. And you would think, because this was hot news, that this young lady would be like, I might not want to do this, because if I do this, this is too similar to what Jesse did, a hot celebrity. Now I'm going to say that this baby walking down the highway with a pamper on and no adults are around, and I don't know why. Why? Now, in my position, I'll tell you that I'm more inclined to believe that there's something regarding her mental health that's totally off. Therefore, she very well may have just made a poor decision, not thinking clearly about what she's about to do, and now she's in a very big situation. But a lot of people aren't thinking that. A lot of people are thinking other things, like she's totally crazy, self-seeking attention, and this is totally just buffoonery. My concern, as I was saying, is morally that what Carlee did now is shining a negative light on when black women, especially black and brown women, who go missing. I was looking at some data, and the data could be off, but everybody put their own kind of data out. But this data says that when you compare black and brown women to white Caucasian women, black and brown women oftentimes never are found. Never. White women, not to say that there's white women who never is never found, but they have a high rate of being found, or their abductor is morally captured, or people are aware of that person. I wonder why that is. You don't want to kind of think negative, like, wow, the police don't really care about black people. But we do know from information in media that black people get really the bottom of the barrel support. Let me just say it. And I'm not one to ride a harp, right? I speak true transparency. I say it like I see it. I believe it the way I believe it. And if you disagree, that's okay. Because remember, in the beginning of this show, I had a disclaimer there. And part of that disclaimer is that we don't have to agree. We can respectfully disagree. But I'm telling you, as a black individual, and the information that I'm constantly bombarded with in my black community, or my black family, or my black circle of friends, that when we talk about this, for a lot of people, we're at the bottom. So it would not surprise me that black and brown individuals, especially women, because we're talking about a female right now, go missing, and we never get the kind of support that our counterparts who are not black and brown get. Now, Carlee has done this stupid thing, and I'm saying stupid because there's a lot of, girl, wait a minute, now you got me looking at your side eye. Even if Carlee has some mental health issues, I'm going to be the one to come right back on this platform and say, well, you know what? Due to her mental health decline, and I'm not going to say her mental health decline because let's say Carlee was actually in a situation and her boyfriend left her and she was seeking his support, or she wanted him to come back. No, I'm talking about sincere, serious mental health indicators. That's what I'm talking about. Something really diagnosable that we can say, wow, she wasn't seeking attention. She actually has some kind of mental cognitive disability, and therefore making this decision is part of what she did. It's not looking that way. So my question to you is, what are your thoughts? Tell me what you think when it comes to this woman and her decision. My understanding is she's lost her job. I think she's part of a sorority, and the sorority are just like questioning her even being a part of that. Like, she's really just messed up her entire life. She's going to be known as the woman who made this fictitious call to the police, and there was no substance to support her calling the police. Now, there's this whole thing, which I don't know the law to this degree, but I would tell you that this whole thing of waiting 48 hours because a person may have run away before they react and go looking, I don't like it. Do you know what happens in 48 hours to a person? You can get a person from one state to the next and probably a few more states within 48 hours. You can get a person on a plane and flown out in hours into a whole nother country. And the system is set up that we're going to wait 48 hours, and I don't know that to be the law in all states, but the state that I live in, I grew up knowing that they wait 24 hours before they make any kind of going out in the community for the most part. And that's not to say they don't go looking, but the narrative is, well, we need to wait. Maybe she ran away. Maybe she'll come back a little bit later. Was she upset with her boyfriend? Did she go to a friend's house? And the parents and the friends and the loved ones are all saying, no, she's missing. And I don't mean missing like this girl here. What's your thoughts? What do you think? Because I think it's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. I think it's crazy, and I think that she's done a very bad thing in a way that we already are at the bottom. Now we're even more at the bottom because people will question, well, maybe she'll come back. Well, maybe she really didn't go missing. Maybe she's upset and angry while there's a person truly abducted, taken, being tortured and all kind of stuff. God forbid. It's just so hard to think about that. So hard to think about it. All right, Naomi, I see your question, my love. Yes, that's what people will remember. If they are found, it is recovery, or if it's a body. It is sincerely sad. Every life has value, the same worth, yet not the same value. Absolutely. It's just, so I had this mental thought, right? And my mental thought goes here. All of you in the chat, myself, we're living in a place. We live in a world on a planet where some people are valued depending on your skin color and your money. And there's other people valued for the same reason. And I know for some of you that might seem like, well, that's a stretch. You're going away from the subject. I'm not going away from the subject. Because again, this is some of the, I think, the checks and balances that law enforcement do not move as quick as they would move for somebody who is of certain status, certain race, come from a certain family, which is status, live in a certain community, another status. All of this are factors to why black and brown people, and here I'm going with this too, black and brown people, you will hear that a person like I just been doing on the show today would say black and brown people. And I'm learning more and more as I look at culture, look at the negative impact in certain cultures, ethnic groups, and all those different things. We as black people would say black and brown because we are the first, I would say, to not want to leave somebody out who's also oppressed. While some of the brown people would also be oppressing us. You'll catch that a little bit later. Check it. I'm telling you. So someone brought to my attention, why do you always have to include brown and black people? Well, I think it's fair to talk about if black and brown people, even yellow people, no disrespect to anybody, is oppressed, then they're oppressed. But I got the question when a person planted that little gem in my jewel box. I was like, well, wait a minute. I do put that notation out there so that people are not offended because it's not only happening to black people, it's happening to brown people. But what did I say? Black people are morally at the bottom. We get the crumbs. We do. And I don't need like someone say, oh, she's pulling out the harp. If you're not walking in black shoes, living in a black experience, understand what it means to be oppressed, understand that, they'll look for you last, then you can't understand this. So don't be offended. Educate yourself. That's all I'm going to say. This show is going to be moving quickly, y'all. Come on up in here. I see people in the comments. Come on, what you think? What you thinking? Because I'm about to hit you with something else. And please do not hesitate before the show is over. If you want to reference back Carlee Russell, do so. Please do so. I can always go back to my comments about that. But again, what are your thoughts? Do you believe her or you're questioning her? Should she be held accountable? Or what steps should be taken? My opinion, I think she needs to have a comprehensive psychological evaluation. And maybe not just one. Right? And, for fairness, since, black people tend to get the crumbs. And why do we have to take this step? Because I'm about to say it. Why do we have to take this step? Because I was thinking maybe she needs to have an evaluation by, I'm going to say it, someone of the black race. And this is sad you have to go there. And maybe someone else. I don't care what the someone else is. Because there's oftentimes people walk with hidden agendas to prove a point, to actually continue to to continue to promote their narrative about a certain race of people or women or whatever, right? So I don't think one psychological evaluation is enough. I think that she should have at least 2 psychological independent evaluations done, and then let those people who are going to look at the situation sit down, look at both of those evaluations and see, are there any similarities? Does it seem that somebody's more biased in this, and where's the bias is coming from, even if it's the black person? Or this is kind of mirroring each other, and what both of these psychologists saw was the same, and we need to look at it from that lens. That's just my thought. I hear you, Rob. She's not the first, and she probably won't be the last. And I can assume that for a lot of different things. I'm talking about Rob, but I don't know if you specifically was talking about one thing or or another thing. But yeah, no, she's not going to be. And that's the sad thing. But I'll be very honest. I believe, based on what I'm hearing, and the final decision will be made once, again, the investigation is completed. That's like those psychological evaluations I'm talking about, I think they need to do, that's done. Then we can then say from there, well, you know what? Okay, now I understand. So right now, this is an ongoing investigation and very questionable. Absolutely. Okay, can we actually go over to Ron the Devil? Can we talk about Ron the Devil? I mean DeSantis. Can we? Can we have, honestly, real talk? I don't care what your political views are. You can share them here, but you got to be open, because many of us may not agree with you. You may not agree with us, and whatever that may be. Stand on your grounds. Stand on your words. Back it up, but stand on your words. Ron the Devil. I mean DeSantis. Yeah, right. Okay. Let's talk about he's just, for me, a straight fool. Ron DeSantis is one of the biggest fools next to Trump. And if you're a Trump supporter, don't get your panties in a bunch. Don't get him in a bunch. He's not your father. He's not your husband. Truth be told, he was hiking up your taxes. He wanted to pay less taxes, no taxes. He didn't want to be investigated. So don't get your panties in a bunch, honey. If you're a Trump supporter, well, let me give it to you. Let me give it to you like I want you to give it to me. There you go. I'm giving you thumbs up. You are a Trump supporter. Good for you. I'm not here to talk about you in a negative way. You support who you support. I don't support Trump. Okay. Now, let's get back to the devil. DeSantis. So, DeSantis, if this man could not do enough damage, I want to just get back to my notes, because I want to make sure I cover everything that this. Let me just read you a little bit of news that I found in doing a little research about this conversation. But I want to go back, because I found this conversation that former Governor Chris Christie had. And it says here, former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, a Republican president candidate, stated a week or so ago, after a rival with Ron DeSantis, the devil, over his response to Florida Board of Education. Oh, this is pissing me off. Okay. New standards for how Afro-American history will be taught in school. The devil started this fire with a bill that was signed, and now he doesn't want to take responsibility for what he has done and the aftermath of it. This is what the devil had did. So he signed a bill stating that Black history would not be taught the way it should be taught, the truth, right? What he said he wants to do is he wants to have, I see, Naomi, you retracted your comment, honey. You don't have to do that. Anything you put here is fine, because I know you're good. But anyway, he signed this bill stating that Black history will be taught. False. Let's call it what it is. Somebody who signed the abortion law, gun law, immigration law, and not just now, the Black history situation. He does not want schools now in Florida to teach true, honest, unadulterated Black history. He is saying that Black people who were enslaved by their slave masters had benefit by being slaves. The traits that Black people have been passed down for history from generation to generation, and the time that people were enslaved, they benefit from being enslaved. So what our ancestors, those who are Black, had been doing while they were slaves, that was part of a bonus for them. And I hate the word to use the bonus because we do know that's a bunch of BS. That they were actually able to benefit from being enslaved. Okay. Y'all marinate on that while I look for this doggone thing here. Because when I tell you, child, I don't know. I do know. And, even on this show, you say it like you want to say it like you mean it, but I don't understand. Okay. So, this was, it's been a minute, but I want to read you this. It says, from the death penalty to gender identity, from the death penalty to gender identity to abortion, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has cemented himself as a conservative standard Republican, heading towards the 2024 presidential election. With the help of the GOP super minorities in the state house, the Republicans have been able to push through an aggressive agenda that forms the basis of his White House run, which made officials in the Federal Election Commission filing on that Wednesday. The devil signed a bill, abortion, after 6 weeks of pregnancy, but won't take effect until a certain time after that. Now we know it's been passed, right? That the abortion situation has been halted, especially in Florida. So you couldn't go and get medical care or treatment, whatever you want to call it, because DeSantis, who ain't never been pregnant in his life, someone who is very very racist, very narcissistic, and I think he thought the best way to approach this was take a page from Donald, take a page from him and say, I'm going to get people to rally behind me because I'm going to take an aggressive approach at this situation as well. So I'm just going to come hard at it. I'm going to stomp on all the minorities' backs, on their necks. I'm going to tell a bunch of lies. I'm going to tell women you can't do certain things with your body. I'm going to tell people that, listen, transgender individuals, which we all know, and if you don't know, I didn't put this in the show today, but there's a picture floating around with the devil dressed in drag. And he says, allegedly in drag, so that nobody don't try to come after this little show that could, allegedly dressed in drag, this picture's floating around social media, that he's never dressed in drag, and also people dressing in drag, transgender people, is just an abomination. It goes against his political agenda. Yet, allegedly, he was wearing a dress and lipstick and a bad wig. Just the wig was just awful. Like DeSantis, you could have found some of them trans women. Shout out to the trans community. You could have found some well-talented gay men and women to come and do your hair and makeup and never do that again, because you just kind of tainted that population of individuals, right? Like, that was a total no. I mean, if you're going to do them, you do them right. I mean, you just totally did them like that was a mess. Okay. If you're If you are a supporter of he who, I do not invoke leave now. Okay. So I just don't understand how we are okay. I don't understand how our white counterparts, if you say that you are a Christian, law abiding, God fearing, parent, whatever, that you are very much in support of freedom of choice, the will to choose your own path. How could you suppress someone else? How could you be okay if you're not a racist person, if you're not a person who has a hidden agenda, you're one way in people's face and behind closed doors, you're something else, doing something else, thinking something else, and having a whole nother conversation, that you okay with them lying about the true history of black people? You rather them teach your children a false narrative by saying that, guess what? When the people were enslaved, those people benefit from being enslaved because guess how, this is how talented they became. Our ancestors did them a service by actually enslaving them because they would not be able to actually have the skills and the ability to do the things they're doing. If you are someone like that, I really welcome you to put that in the comment. Put it in the comment that you absolutely believe that and that you stand on this narrative that, yeah, our ancestors enslaved black people back then, but I think you guys benefited from. I want someone to be very bold to say that and do it tasteful. I won't block you. I won't delete your comment. I would allow your comment to be there because I would want other people who read your comment to have an opportunity to respond to your comment. Now let's see how many people are that bold to actually put their comment in writing and stand on that word. And even better, have a picture of yourself by it. Don't hide behind a bot on the internet. Don't hide behind the false narrative. Don't make up anything fake. Stand on your word that you believe that black people actually benefited from being enslaved by white people and that the talent and gifts they had is from that. Do that. And I'm going to be like, okay, well, okay, you believe that. And let's have a conversation. I even will welcome you to come onto the show as a guest. You don't have to come to the studio. I can virtually bring you in. I really want to see how many people honestly believe this. I think that if and DeSantis' law, which my understanding, actually he signed it, supports that people do not have the opportunity to learn real, true, unadulterated black history, then I think we should have the opportunity to adulterate their history. I just do. I think that we should have the right. If DeSantis can change and make a false narrative about black history, then I think black people, and we got some prolific, educated, well-versed, knowledgeable black people to now dispel their history. And one would be, we were never enslaved. We have been free all our lives. We have never seen a slavery ever in our life, which many of you believe that, or those of you who would watch this show. And that's just that is just stupid. I'm just going to call it what it is. It's just stupid. It's just dumb. It absolutely makes no sense. It's the dumbest thing ever for anyone to believe that black people actually, who were in a whole different continent, didn't come over here to these poor Americans. I'm not going to say good old American because this, the U.S. of A. Yeah. No. I'm not going to say anything to make you guys feel good. This United States of America and its surrounding borders has been very, very, very ugly and poor to black people. Now, look, you can talk about your own race of people. I understand the Holocaust was a horrific thing. It was horrific. What happened to those people was Horrible. But see, I got to look in my own backyard before I start looking at other people's backyard. So I cannot allow someone's history to override my history, my people's history. I can't do that. And Ron DeSantis, if he was to get into the White House, do you understand? It's us now and it's somebody later. See, people be thinking, as long as he don't mess with us, girl, we good. If he don't come after us and our people, we good. Are you really good? When this whole thing about abortions, the trans community, gay people, but he had this thing for the trans community. When this whole thing about the trans community was happening, Ron DeSantis, the devil, very much was coming after trans people as if, he's insulted. Why are you insulted? They're not trying to sleep with you. They're not trying to live next door to you. They're not trying to eat at your table. Why are you so upset? I think one is just is a plateau to actually move him up into the White House, because those very Democrats, Republicans, and I know that the Republican number is big, whoever you are and whatever you believe and vote for, if you have an issue with the trans community, the LGBTQIA plus community, women making their own decisions, if you have a problem with that, you should understand that he started with this whole thing of talking about the trans community. And next thing you know, he's coming after women shouldn't have the right to actually do what they need to do with their body for whatever reason they need to do it. Right. And then he wants to control gun laws. He has now put into law that you don't, you can look this up. I believe if you're of a certain age, you don't need to have a background check to actually be carrying a weapon. Like, you don't need... let's look it up, honey. Let's just look it up, child. The devil... Bear with me, guys. Hold on. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, so it says that the new law will allow anyone who can legally own a gun in Florida to carry without a permit. It means training and a background check would not be required to carry concealed guns in public. It takes effect as of this month. Could you imagine? People, come on, wake up. I need you people in this comments to wake up and understand that if it's happening in Florida, it can happen here, right here in your own backyard. You don't need a background check or a permit. If you are of a certain age, you can carry a concealed weapon on your person. You can carry this weapon on your person. So we're talking about people mentally challenged. And if they can... they don't even need to do a background check. If you can look the part, you can actually carry a gun. Catch it, right? Catch it. We're talking about people who are blatant out racist and are trigger hungry, can carry a concealed weapon. They don't need a background check or nothing to see it, that they've already killed, attacked this woman in Florida. I think it was Florida. Florida got so much going on. I'm going to put it in Florida, where a mom had been having altercations with her because the woman was constantly getting into verbal arguments with this woman. Hi, Scrappin'. How are you? Welcome to the show. Don't forget to use your keys, people. Thank you so much for showing up. She had ongoing back and forth conflict with her neighbor. Somehow her children's iPad ended in the neighbor yard. The neighbor supposedly threw it. There was a back and forth argument between the neighbor, which is a white woman, and the black woman. The woman goes over after getting her children. She goes over to the neighbor's house to knock on the door, and the neighbor shoots through the door, and kills the black woman. Kills her. I believe she had 3 children. 2 or 3 children. Killed this young woman. The children now don't have a mother. I don't understand it. And when you talk this conversation out loud, when we speak it out loud, it's real. You can't ignore it. That's why you know me. If you know me, I am a communicator. Say it like you mean it. Just do it respectful. It's not about boasting and bragging, but if you believe that dang on it's sunny outside, but someone said, well, honey, it's just a little sunny. It's sunny. Period. It's just what it is. Okay. You want a little dim sun. You want the sunny like 10%, and I say it's sunny 90%. What is it? It's sunny. This is a situation that DeSantis has now equipped. What's Trayvon Martin? We're going to see a whole lot of that. I don't understand how anybody would be okay, because if you are saying that anyone can carry a concealed weapon, you can best believe that when black people and others use their weapon, who's going to get the harsher penalties? Watch it be black people. For just standing their grounds, as George Zimmerman said he was doing. Fake RoboCop, right? Kill a kid from walking in a neighborhood because he wants to be on somebody's police patrol, but he ain't got the skills and qualifications to be on the police patrol. So they actually said, no, we don't need you. So he gonna find a way to go out here and police the neighborhood and then take an innocent life. Let's talk about it. George Floyd. When you start equipping people with weapons and those people don't have sound minds, these people are racist and prejudiced. They hate black people. They hate all other kind of people. And all of a sudden, what's happening? We have more deaths than we have survivals. And the people who are going to be harshly punished, what? It's going to be black people. It's just what it is. How do I know that? Because it's been our history. I said it. Don't get your feelings hurt. If you disagree, put it in the comments. Let's talk about it. Let's just go there and have the conversation. Even if you think about something after the show and you're like, well, she said something on the show and I want to kind of put it in the comments. I welcome it. I come back, I read it. I promise you I will post my comment to it. And or if it strikes up another conversation, I'll bring a whole new show. But right for now, right at this very moment, that law that's passed is going to put a lot of black people in pine boxes or behind jail for defending themselves at the same rate, for the same reason white people said that this is what we were doing. I said it. I absolutely said it. Okay, let's keep this train moving. Our last conversation for tonight. How y'all feeling in the comments before I post it? How you feeling, people? How are you feeling? Are you driving with me? If you're driving with me, I want you to drop some diamonds in the comments. Let me see the emoji diamonds. Drop some thumbs up in the comments. I know you already used your key, but drop some diamonds or some thumbs up in the comments. You can drop some bombs in the comments. I want to see some emojis. That way I know that you guys are with me, not sleeping. Wake up, people. Wake up. And for the record, let me just show you my shirt. I have a great person who makes all my shirt, but that's right. Because people oftentimes, let me digress for a second. People oftentimes try to read my face. And, I hate this. It's so sad too. For those who cannot stand you to be independent, transparent, stand on what you're saying and doing it tastefully, speak articulate. They seem to be just, I hate to use this word, but I'm going to use it because I've heard it many times from other people, threatened by that. They try to read your face. Oh, she's got an attitude. Angry black woman. And I tell people, okay, look. You see this here. If my mouth don't say it, my face definitely will. Well, that's not true all the time. Not all the time. Oh, Kendra's here. Wow. Hi, Kendra. Nice to see you. Welcome to the show. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for coming in. Much love. Oh, Scrappin'. Look at Kendra. Kendra, guess who that Scrappin' is? Okay. Thank you for the diamonds. I am truly, truly appreciating it. Thank you for the thumbs up. That let me know you guys are with me. And that's what it feels you. Child got tongue tied. But yes, a shout out to Scrapping, who also, and a shout out to Rhonda H. They make my shirts. I have plenty of things going on that if you want any of these merch, just drop me a line saying you want that shirt and we got it for you. And we got also mugs. Yay, mugs. If you don't like it tall, honey, I got you short. You can't really see it, but let's see. Yeah, it's a little bright. But anyway, yes. So getting back to the show. I see my sis. Okay. All right. Well, okay. Last comment. Again, thank you so much. But let's just knock this one out right here. Do you guys know who this is? Look at this young lady here. Tell me you know who this is. Give you like a minute. If you know who that is, tell me you know who this person is. Come on now. Let me see if you hardcore rap people out here and you can catch it. Well, come on. Oh, hello, darling. Okay. Let me tell you who this is. This individual right here is, I can see that. Okay, I just caught something. Guys, let me just remind you that my comment to you may be a little bit delayed because, of course, YouTube moves at a certain speed. And I am on point. So, child, this is what you do when this is what happens when you do a live show. Okay, so this individual here is called Sexy Red. Jay, that's not Megan. Megan is a little different. And close your eyes. Okay. Ayana of... I don't recognize this name, but thank you so much for knowing that. Welcome to the show. That's her name. Yes, it absolutely is. That is Sexy Red. Okay. Why is... I don't know why I'm looking like I'm a little bit delayed, but I'm hoping everything's all right. So, yes, you're absolutely right. And I'm sorry I don't recognize the name, but welcome to the show. I hope that you are subscribed to the channel. Thank you so much for spending time with us. And if I do know you, say hi to me so I can say hi back to you. Okay, this is Sexy Red, right? So Sexy Red is a rapper who is from Missouri, okay? But I want to talk about this young lady real quick. Would you want this young lady showing up at your kid's high school? Let me just really quickly, I want people, before I delve into this, wrap this up. Would you want this young lady to show up at your kid's high school? Would you want this individual showing up at your high school? And yes, her name is Big Sexy Red. That's who she is. Would you want her showing up at the high school? Because I would tell you right from the door, I would not want her showing up at the high school. But let's get into it. So let me tell you what this young lady, I'm going to be respectful. I got my feelings. Let me just tell you this. So Sexy Red received backlash after appearing at a high school, and the rapper has responded. So this was on July 15th. The St. Louis artist tweeted out a video showing her arriving at a school, flipping the two middle fingers, seeming throwing up gang signs. If you don't believe me, just Google it. Big Sexy Red arrived at high school. You'll see. She's giving the two middle fingers. I was almost going to do it, but I'm not. Okay. And she's giving what appear to be, she's not deaf. And I don't think she was talking to the deaf community. So it appeared to be gang signs, right? She shows up there, and here's a good thing about this. So she shows up at the school to actually support the high school graduates by paying for the male seniors to get haircuts on her and to buy hair bundles, hair weaves, extensions, whatever you want to call it, for the girls, the senior high school girls, right? So she comes up there. But I am totally confused, child. Her Halloween wig. Right, Kendra? Okay. I am not a mother or a wife, but the answer is no, I would not. Okay, thank you so much. I'm with you with that, right? So the intentions of her going to the school were good, notable. You want to get back, because my understanding is that she attended this high school when she once lived there, right? She graduated and now she's giving back. But what message is this woman sending? Because for me, it's Jekyll and Hyde, right? You look like this, and the people that you're going to do this wonderful deed for morally know you for looking like this. That's what they morally know you to look at. More know you to look like, act like, represent. Is this. They are not paying attention to you actually coming in with sweatpants, throwing up the middle. Well, yeah, they were. Because the whole interest to the school was I'm a new subscriber. Well, welcome to the show. I appreciate your subscription. I hope you will stay back, come back, and be a part of this experience. Thank you so much. Showing up to the school, and she was dressed in a red shirt, her signature color, some leggings, I guess, and a bandana, okay, she didn't look bad showing up there, but they don't care about her looking like that. They care about her looking like this, because this is the message she's sending out there. She's sending this message out here that's telling these young girls she's getting the bundles for, if you want to have your come up game, if you want to make it successful in this game, what you got to do is be the part. And being the part is probably dressing like this or not dressing at all. Being the part is holding up money, a plethora of money that you... I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't have anything on my in the show. I mean, really, I can't make my hands wide enough. Holding up money like this, stacks of money. Now, you have all this money, but how did you get the money? Are you selling your soul to get the money? Because that's what today's show is. Okay, what the hell, and where are we heading? This young lady representation, the imagery that she's painting on those individuals at this high school and around the globe when she plays when her video is played, when she does these concerts, this is what the young people and sadly the old people think. If you want to have a come up game, this is how you get it. You get it like this: dress sleazy, talk ebonic, have little to no education, and sell your soul. Sign the contract, right? Sign that contract. Sign the contract that you're willing to sell your soul and all that you represent, your family and all that, so that you can have a come up game. Sell your soul. Do that. And you can have this too. No. Keep the haircuts, keep the bundles, stay out of the high school, and stop giving this narrative to young, impressionable people that the way they're going to be able to make it out of very trying times, communities that do them a disservice, is sell their souls to get the come up. I'm totally not understanding. You're absolutely right, Kendra. Everyone nowadays look like this. Injections in the lips. It used to be the thing about getting the boobs done. Now it's having a big wide behind that don't match the rest of your body part, right? The things that men do, I just don't know what to say. I absolutely don't know what to say. It's sad. I don't know what's going on, guys. I'm actually seeing like a lot of delays with the show, but I'm hoping that you guys are getting the show as it's aired in studio because it seems like it went back. But nonetheless, you're here. Thank you so much. I don't know what's going on. I'm seeing like Ron DeSantis here again, and I'm talking about Sexy Red. It's crazy. And this is a good show because you guys have used your keys. We have 9 keys that was used. That means 9 thumbs up, but we have 11 people in the chat. It keeps going up from 10 to 11. But if you have not used your key, meaning the thumbs up button, please do so. So, as I wrap up the show, again, where are we going as a people? What are we willing to subject ourselves to? Are we really willing to sell our souls for, thank you, Kendra, for, okay, no delays. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate that. Sell our souls to have fame and fortune. Sell our souls to oppress other people by putting a minority group that's already struggling at a more disadvantage. Selling our souls, making up lies that children are being lost and kidnapped and that you were kidnapped and all these things are happening to you when there's truly people kidnapped, never found again, murdered, and all these things. Where are we heading? What have we done? Why are we willing to sell our souls? Why are we not actually trying to figure out to be more unified and support other people living their true life, walking in their true shoes, and believing that the dream is even true for them as well? Where are we heading? It's high school kids and dress like that anyway. Rob, I would just tell you that it's not high school kids just, dressing like that. It's full-fledged people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and even more dressing like that. I can understand when we got young people, and I think she's 25 if I'm not mistaken. She's 25, 20. I don't even think she's 26, but she's in her 20s. She's too old to be dressing like that. You can be called big, sexy, red, classy, then you walking around. I mean, listen, this was a tasteful picture. Just Google her, honey, and you'll see mama is just, she might as well be walking stone cold butt naked. She might as well just do that. I don't want my nephew, who is 16 years old, to believe that the only way he can get a woman is by looking like, well, that's the only woman that's dateable. These are the only women that's going to give me a chance. I don't want my nephew actually dating someone like this. If he brought her home in sweatpants and stuff, but I see her all the time on social media dressed like this, I'm going to need him to walk her to the door and say, listen, you probably shouldn't come here. And it's not, well, maybe it is. For some people, they think, oh, you're judging. I just don't understand. As a black individual, I do not want people, when they think of black people, to think that all black people are like this. Because unfortunately, what happens? People want to put everybody in one box. Hence the reason why I said Carlee Russell, what she did, now is going to question, well, any black woman go missing? Well, is she really missing? That's what a lot of people are going to jump to. Instead of saying, well, let's go see, let's check out, is this person truly missing? She is missing, and we're doing our due diligence to find her. Oh, that's going to be the narrative. You can bet your last bottom dollar on that. So, getting back to Miss Sexy Red, I don't think she's sexy at all. I think that she has actually I want to find the right word, tasteful. I just don't think she represents herself well. She's a pretty girl, and I don't think that she actually has to walk in that space. But who am I? I'm just a woman with an opinion, right? That's who I am. Okay, I look up to other black women in the industry that carry themselves with class and respect. Come on, my sister. Absolutely. Absolutely. And unfortunately, the noise of this, it seemed to be drowning out the noise that you're talking about. We end up not getting that noise, right? I want to be more inundated with women of wisdom. Be sexy. Because best believe, honey, when I go out, I am you can be sexy and classy and be everything without being sleazy. And understand, she's dressed like this, and I don't know her, but she's dressed like this for the dollar. It sells. It gets clicks. It gets followers. This little engine I've been trying to promote this show and get this show going, honey, and I think that I have a good conversation here. And it's growing bigger and greater things. Check us out on TikTok. We're on there as well. Facebook. Don't forget those places. And we're growing. But if I was sitting here dressed like Sexy Red, oh, honey, it's only 9 people watching this show right now. It would be 3,009 if I was sitting here naked. If my boobs was out, honey, and I'm just here twirling my boobs, I would get more, because it would either be buffoonery and people want to laugh at me and just say, what the heck is going on? Look at this fool. It would get more clicks. But sitting here having an intellectual conversation, being transparent in my views, and actually welcoming you to do the same, you don't get that much attraction. People are more inclined not to share this. It's not clickbait. It's not, it's not negative feeding. Ugh, child. All right, my people. Look, that was today's show. That was our show. We're on the mark. We just hit it. It's 7 o'clock. The show is always at 6 o'clock. We have had a great show. I am so thankful to all of you who showed up in the chat, shared your views and opinions, used your keys and clicked that like button. Thank you so much. I am really, really happy. I think it was a good show. I'm hoping that you enjoyed the show as well. Please do me a favor. Do me a favor. Make sure you click the share button. Share this on your Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Share it in a text message to someone. Share it. Don't be selfish. Share it. And whatever you do, come back and meet me back here next week, Monday at 6 o'clock. Please email me. The email address is diamond@voicesgathering.com if you want to be on the mailing list, because we're trying to do more things that's going to be easy and for you guys to enjoy the conversation. Okay? Okay. Okay, I hear you. I absolutely hear you. You guys, I love it. I love it. The comments are right on point. All right, my people, I don't want to hold you a minute longer. Thank you so much. I hope that you would meet me here next week. I enjoyed you. I hope you enjoyed the show. Look, here's a quote. If you don't lift up another person, you'll have a whole lot of people at the bottom. So do yourself and others a favor and lift up someone. Until next time, my people, I will see you. Same time, same diamond channel. Be well. Bye.